Welcome everyone. Today, this Sunday afternoon, as we'll be starting the session today with 2 light offerings, I thought I would say a few words about light offerings, as there might be people who haven't done them before. Manikan, could you switch over the scene, please, now? As we look back through history, humans have always been guided by light. The stars, the light from our cooking fires, beacons for navigational safety, astronomy and so forth. So lights and light offerings have been part of our lives and traditions, no matter what spiritual perspective we take. In this Buddhist tradition of 108 light offerings, we offer lights to Shakyamuni Buddha and all Buddhas. But of course, we can also offer lights to Jesus of the Christian tradition and so forth. So as we swap over to the view of the altar, please, Mani. So as we offer lights today, you can see from the beautiful 108 light offerings on the altar just how beautiful these offerings are from the Buddhist tradition, as we offer lights of love, light, safety, protection, a direction to follow. We could think of them as the 4 blessings. The 4 blessings are the blessing of fearlessness, the blessing of love, the blessing of Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, and the blessing of everything we need: well-being, healing, health, food and warmth, peace, strength, happiness, and so forth. So today, as we make this light offering and do this session, I particularly ask you to bring your hearts to Chris, my niece's husband, his wife and their children. And can you also bring your hearts to Venerable Manikam's friend, Lena, and his loved ones? He passed away recently. And as you do this light offering, please also extend your compassion and love to all who are suffering from the illnesses of body and mind, and those who may have died recently. Particularly in this challenging world, I ask you to please also extend your compassion and love to everyone who is experiencing the ravages of COVID. Thank you, people. And Manikan, if you could swap me back, please. Thank you for doing that light offering, everyone. Let's start the session. Isn't life strange? Just a couple of days ago, I was sitting at my desk preparing this class. I was going to start with my usual welcome, something like, "Welcome to our peaceful land of joy, whether you are here in this temple with me or joining us online. This most marvellous Tibetan Buddhist temple, surrounded by the beautiful gardens, lakes and lawns, are all gifts of my precious root guru, teacher, Venerable Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden." And so I was going to go on. But in the blink of an eye, all has changed. Here in Melbourne, we are undergoing another lockdown to control the very virulent UK COVID virus that has escaped our quarantine system. This time our lockdown is only 5 days, so with all our practice last year, we should be able to manage it quite well and get good outcomes. Such speedy changes make me reflect on the Buddhist concept of impermanence. Basically, that everything is constantly changing and disintegrating step by step, moment by moment. Let's take an example to understand permanence better. I live in a very old house. It's about 110 years old. But to me, my house seems very permanent. It must be. It has been here for such a long time. When I go out each day, I am confident that it'll still be there when I get back. And a while ago, when the walls were getting a bit shabby, I had them repainted. By doing that, I somehow felt that I have magically made the walls permanent too. My floors don't disappear, the roof will be there forever, and so on. And that's how my delusion goes. My delusion that things last forever, never change, will always be the same. But my curiosity is raised. The old house around the corner was sold recently. It will be pulled down to make apartments. I have opinions about that. But I'm so curious. Where did that house's permanence go? I'm sure the owners of that house thought that it was permanent too. And yet very soon it will just disappear into nothingness. Returning back to today's welcome, I wish to say that the temple and gardens, and indeed my home in another part of Melbourne, are all on the lands, are all on the lands of Wurundjeri people. I acknowledge them as the traditional owners of all these lands. I also pay my respects to their elders, past and present. And I extend that respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of other communities who may be with us today. So my name is Pam, and I'm a student of Pesha Geshe here at the Tibetan Buddhist Society. I welcome you today to the temple and to my own home as we meditate together today. So today's session, during the last 2 weeks, we have been learning about meditation, how to do it, and we have enjoyed various meditations along the way. We have come to realize that when we are meditating, we are able to tap into our love and compassion that is always with us, a love and compassion for ourselves, and very importantly, a love and compassion for all living beings. And as we train our minds in meditation, we are learning how to keep our minds focused so that we can strengthen our minds in our daily lives. We've done several visualization meditations to visually imagine objects of virtue, as they are called, all those things that make our minds happy, both now and in the future. In week 1, our minds settled in happiness when we did that Enchanting Roses meditation that some of you may have joined us for. This meditation curiously also accesses our sense of smell as we enjoyed the rose's exquisite perfume. We've also practiced analytical meditation, where we go through a process of contemplation to develop an insightful understanding. These insights bring us far more understanding than we could ever develop through mere thinking. Analytical meditation established our initial motivation each week and reflected on the essence of the verses that I read. In last week's wonderful love and kindness meditation, we combined visual meditation and analytical meditation to visualize ourselves and various others sitting in front of us, if you remember. Then we generated the analytical intention for all of them to be well, to be happy, and to be free of suffering. At the conclusion of each meditation, we strongly focus single-pointedly, trying not to waver, strongly establishing our discoveries in our minds. We've also done heaps of breathing meditation, first as the standard meditation to facilitate our initial settling during the session, and we've also used breathing meditation to transfer our focus of meditation from our bodies to our minds. Then last week we used breathing meditation in a different way as we purified and healed ourselves in love and kindness. We breathed out all that black smoke of our sadness, exhaustion and anger, grief and so forth. And then we breathed in, replenishing our bodies and minds with crystal clear air. So, as we've done in previous weeks, let's jump in the deep end again and get underway doing a motivation meditation, the first section of any meditation session, and we set the intention of our session. Don't worry if you're new to meditation, I'll guide you through it step by step. First of all, we set up our meditation posture. And for this setup, I'll bring us through all the steps so that those who haven't meditated much are quite clear what's going on. First thing to do is settle your bottom comfortably on your cushion or your seat, nice and stable so you don't wobble. Legs crossed if you were sitting on the floor, or if you're sitting on a chair, get your legs comfortable, preferably not crossed, and your feet stable on the floor. Notice what your backbone's doing. Make it straight like the trunk of a tree. This is very important because your backbone takes the weight of your body as you meditate. Shoulders level, arms relaxed. Just like the branches of the tree, they hang off where the trunk supports their weight. If you lift this part of your chest a little bit, you will find that you naturally straighten your back, comfortable, no tension. And when you lift your head, when you lift your chest, you'll find that your head will naturally just tilt slightly forwards. Not too far, or you'll fall asleep, and not too high, or you'll become agitated. Just let it drop a little bit. It's about 45 degrees. Your mouth, jaw, and tongue are relaxed in a natural position. Hands resting in your lap. Left hand down first with the palm up, then put your right hand on top, palm up as well, like two beautiful shells sitting there, one on top of the other. The tips of your thumbs are gently touching. Now gently close your eyes so that your eyelashes just brush your cheeks. And you're ready. Gently sit there and take in your posture for a moment. Let your mind take note. This is your meditation posture that you'll use every time you meditate, and you'll become quite familiar with it. Keeping your eyes gently closed, just listen to my voice. And here we go. We are underway, already meditating. To start off, we'll do a body scan to make sure that our bodies are comfortable, settled, and ready to meditate. Take your mind to the top of your head, then gently scan your body for tension, starting at the crown, coming down. Check your head, your face, neck, shoulders, arms and hands, body, legs, knees, ankles, feet and toes. Pause there and check in. Is your body relaxed and comfortable? Not so comfortable that you start to fall asleep, but ready to focus on meditation. If you need to move a little bit, please do, but try not to disturb yourself. Nice and settled, calm but aware. Now bring your mind in again. Take your focus back down to your toes. Then gently scan back up. Toes, feet, ankles, knees, legs, stomach area, all relaxed. Then come up to the level of your heart, the center of your chest. Pause and focus there. This is where we do meditation. This is the mind. We don't meditate in the brain. The brain is just part of the body. We meditate using our minds. Sit quietly and gently concentrate there around the center of your chest, your mind. Now quietly, stillly, if that's a word, just observe your body. And now as we begin our motivation meditation for the session, this time we will do it a little differently. We aren't going to use the usual breathing meditation to get ourselves settled. What we are going to use is our mind's auditory consciousness to observe, notice what we are hearing. We're going to do this with a beautiful meditation of Charles Bryan. This style of meditation is often used in Theravadan traditions of Buddhism. Allowing yourself to be still, take your hand gently and lead yourself to a place of peace. Begin by listening to the play of sounds around you. I don't know what the sounds are at your place, but I'm sure there are many. Some are soft, some are hard, some are far, and some are near. Just listening to each one. Don't get caught in thinking, just listen. A sound, another one, another one, and another. Gently listening, nothing more. Notice how each sound arises. It is there for a while and then vanishes, leaving no trace. Rising, abiding, and disappearing. Listen for a time. No need to analyze. Just listening in a relaxed, open way. As you listen, let yourself sense, imagine that your mind gently travels out to that sound, not to analyze or comment, just to observe. A sound, another sound. Maybe the sound of just silence. And another. Gently listening, nothing more. Each sound arises, stays for a while, then passes away, all in the openness, the expansiveness of your mind. The impermanence of each sound, the coming and going, the coming and going. Each sound comes and goes. Relax in this expansiveness, just listening. As you rest in this open awareness, notice how thoughts and images also arise, stay for a while and then vanish, just like the sounds. They too come and go freely, without any resistance. Pleasant and unpleasant thoughts, pictures, words and feelings, coming and going in the rhythm of our minds. Problems, possibilities, joys and sorrows, coming and going. The impermanence of thoughts, the impermanence of feelings. Rest, that beautiful word of Zazep Tuku Rinpoche. Rest your mind in a state of stillness. Keeping your mind relaxed, alert and focused. Let's continue our meditation to establish our intention, our motivation for the session today. Meditation can be so peaceful and healing. We experience the beauty of kindness, love and compassion for ourselves and all living beings. When meditation goes well, it is very enjoyable and we really want to do more. But sometimes that connectedness just seems to escape us. No matter how hard we try, nothing seems to fall into place. So let's use this week's session Let's use the time to make meditation work better. Let's learn more about meditation, how to keep our meditations on track, and what we can do when things aren't working very well at all. Single-pointedly focus, establish your intention for this session. Then when you're ready, gently finish the meditation and open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. It's quite interesting, meditation. We all go off on a journey in our minds. I don't know where you go, and you don't know where I go, but hopefully they're beautiful places that help us develop our minds and enjoy the peacefulness of our minds. From a Buddhist perspective, effective meditation is about mindfulness, and specifically mindfulness of an object of virtue, an object that brings happiness into our lives. That's the definition of an object of virtue. Many people use meditation throughout the world today, as you know, and some of this isn't necessarily the way we would use meditation as Buddhists. It might be to run faster or play better football or something like that. Of course, these are good uses of meditation, but from our perspective as Buddhists, the idea of using meditation to develop our minds and our mindfulness is probably the ultimate way to use meditation. So meditation is about mindfulness, and it's also about awareness, the monitoring of our minds to make sure we stay on track. Training in these two, mindfulness and awareness, strengthens our mental stability. The control of our minds becomes stronger, becomes more durable, and more resilient. Using our alertness helps us to spot shortcomings in our concentration as we meditate. On the one hand, there is dullness, and on the other, there is agitation and distraction. What we can do is we put aside a part of our mind to keep a wary eye out for these terrible interlopers. Then we can deal with them as soon as they arise. It's sort of like having a security camera in our mind, alerting us to any difficulties that get in the way of our concentration and meditation. So let's have a look at the first major challenge to our meditation, the challenge of agitation, where our busy heads intrude upon the peace and depth of our meditations. We may lose the object of our meditation, the focus. We'll be meditating along very nicely, and then we notice our mind is somewhere else. We might have wandered off and started to think about work, or what's for dinner, or how long the lockdown is going to last. Sometimes our digressions can be quite bemusing, as our mind fills with topics that we would never normally think about. Or, and I think I suffer from this one a lot, perhaps you do too, or our brains start talking endlessly to us. This and that, right and wrong, good and bad, blah, 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 on it goes. One strategy is to watch this talking, not get engaged in it, but just watch it as it floats away like bubbles rising in water. Or remaining totally disinterested, we can, I'm not sure how to describe this, but what you do is you stare at the thoughts, so to speak, until they fade. Being careful not to get sucked into them, just staring at them will make them go away. If we're having lots of trouble with agitation, we may need to do something a bit more interventionist. We might need to take a brief time out from the meditation object to stabilize ourselves again. We can do this by re-establishing the intention, the motivation of the meditation. Or if we are really agitated, we can try using a breathing meditation until we are settled again, and then return to back to the meditation. The other mischief that agitation gets up to is that it can trick us into focusing on our bodies rather than the meditation. I've got sore this, aching that, I need to stretch or I'll scream, and so on. Of course, our bodies can become uncomfortable as we sit in meditation, and we can experience some pain, but quite often this is thinking, and it is just an agitation, a disrupting factor that is bossing us around. What we can do to counteract this, whilst we keep meditating, we slowly wait for 30 seconds to pass. If the pain is still there and has been there for the whole 30 seconds without a gap, then it may actually be genuine physical pain, and you'll need to move perhaps a little bit just to relieve it. However, if you notice that the pain hasn't been there continuously for the whole 30 seconds, then it is agitation, not pain. In these situations, we need to have the courage and confidence and determination to challenge this physical expression of agitation, courage and confidence to sit through our pain. If we can do this, though it may be, over time we gradually become much more settled throughout our meditation sessions, and pain will not bother us as much. The other major disruption to meditation is dullness. With dullness, here our minds become slow and sluggish, and can become completely dull. Sometimes we may even fall asleep. The extreme example of dullness is definitely sleep. Just as with agitation, you need great courage and determination to challenge this obstruction, this dullness. Indeed, it can be very hard to get out of the habit of dullness once we let it be established. The longer you let it persist, my goodness, you can really get into a tangle. Be firm with yourself and apply the antidotes. Check your posture is one of them. Is your head too low, making it easy for you to doze off? Lift your jaw a bit to reduce the tilt of your head. Perhaps to open your eyes slightly and vaguely look for a meter in front of you. You can sort of half open your eyes, so you're looking through sort of like a veil rather than widely and causing your mind to become agitated. Or that your meditation you're focused on, or supposed to, is very, very bright, luminous, so much so that you can keep awake on this extreme radiance. Someone really got hold of you, and you were ample, but all the beautiful thinkers. Reflect on all these bodhisattvas that you can see and realize that they too had a hard time getting past these challenges at the beginning of their Buddhist journey. They too had to work through just like us. So knowing that beings who've become quite realized over their lifetimes and many lifetimes have actually succeeded can give us the inspiration to keep going too and get us alert again. The main thing is to keep trying. So it can be easy to get into dullness, and sleep is so seductive. But each time we give in, we are inadvertently training minds in the exact what we are trying to. Might help to remember beautiful words. He said that if a meditation session is too easy, then it's a waste of time. Because in an easy session where everything goes well, there is no challenge, no opportunity to learn anything or develop and train our minds further. So in some ways, when we're having a hard time, we can congratulate. Is obviously an objective view of virtue, as his teachings and wisdom bring us such happiness. I'm pleased to say that this meditation is actually quite difficult. It contains complex imaginings and many meanings. Pleased that it's difficult? Yes, indeed. I'll be amazed, indeed stunned, if any of us can do all of this meditation perfectly, holding all the details, keeping everything clear, and so forth. But we can be very, very satisfied with doing the best we can, even though we might not be able to do all of it. We can take the opportunity to extend our minds and our concentration as we do this challenging meditation. As we do this meditation, let's take a few moments to first look at the beautiful statue of Shakyamuni Buddha in the temple. Venerable Martin, could you put that on for us, please? The view of the statue in the temple, because this is what we'll be meditating on. We will be imagining a visualization similar to this statue. Solid, our meditation, we are imagining a light-natured Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha made of love, sort of like a beautiful translucent radiant. Just take a moment to have a look at the statue, how Shakyamuni Buddha is sitting, his arms and legs, so forth. So are you ready? Doing the best you can, tap into your determination and confidence. Apply your answers needed, efforts, and celebrate your achievements. I'll prompt you with the techniques as we go through the meditation. Remember, this is not just about visualizing Shakyamuni Buddha perfectly, indeed not. It's more about knowing he is in front of you and being able to feel his kindness, love, and compassion. Using our standard setup, first settle your bottom. Legs crossed if you are sitting on the floor, or sit comfortably on a chair with feet stable. Backbone straight. Lifting your chest a little bit. Comfortable, no tension. Check your head tilt, not too far down or you'll fall asleep, not too high up or you'll get agitated. Mouth, jaw and tongue relaxed. Shoulders and arms. Hands with tips of your thumbs just touching, relaxed in your lap. Now gently close your eyes and put just a small half smile on your face. You will find that will immediately take away some of your tension. If you notice what's going on with your forehead and between your eyes, the small smiles, it seems impossible to smile and have tension at the top of your faces at the same time. Now gently scan your body for tension, letting go and perhaps moving just a little bit if you need to. Don't too much. Starting at the scanning down to your toes, step by step. Then from your toes back up to the center of your chest, your heart, your mind, and focus there. Nice and relaxed. Let's start the actual Shakyamuni Buddha visualization now. It may be helpful to make your Shakyamuni Buddha visualization a size you are comfortable with, somewhere between tiny and life size. Step by step, just do your best with the details without trying too hard. It is much better to have a less complete visualization and hold that steadily than to force your visualization. If you can't get all the details, just imagine the basic form and some colour is a very good start indeed. And remember to keep that small part of your mind aside, your security camera, to notice what you are doing, to keep you focused and on track. Visualize, imagine in space before you, at about the level of your forehead, not too high and not too low, about 2 meters away, there is this precious square throne. It is not solid, but in the nature of light. So you are aware of it, but can sort of see through it. This throne is like a large platform. It's not like a chair. The throne is supported by 8 mighty snow lions, 2 on each side of the throne. In aspect, it is a precious throne, but it is also Shakyamuni Buddha's wisdom truth body. On top of the throne is a light-natured lotus flower with white petals, symbolizing renunciation. On top of the lotus, in the nature of light, is a large flat round cushion, like a flat full moon cushion. Symbolizing bodhicitta. And on top of the moon cushion arises a large flat sun cushion, also in the nature of light, symbolizing the realization of wisdom. So we have the square throne with the snow lines, then the white lotus, On top of that is the moon cushion, and then the sun cushion. Keep focused. Don't wander off. On top of these three cushions, from emptiness arises Shakyamuni Buddha, just like in the statue. His body is golden coloured, clear and translucent, like a rainbow. Shakyamuni Buddha has one face, two arms. His one face symbolises that he is the one nature of all phenomena, the emptiness of inherent existence. His right hand rests on his right knee in the earth-touching gesture, with his palm facing down and his fingers gently extended. This gesture symbolises Shakyamuni Buddha's power to stop all negativities. His left hand rests in his lap, palm up, indicating that he is meditating. And his half-closed eyes show that too. He holds a begging bowl full of nectar, the nectar which destroys all delusions and especially all diseases. Check your mind. Use your security camera to keep an eye on yourself. Keep aware of your mind, that it is focused. Don't let agitation or dullness steal this time from you. Shakyamuni Buddha is a monk wearing the 3 Dharma robes, symbolising his pure ethics. And he has all the marks and signs of a perfectly enlightened being. Legged position and closed. Your eyes gently, never forcing. Just know that he's light-natured, golden, on his down and keep strong. Agitate. You need to have relaxed breaths to settle. Let go of pain if it's trying to monopolize your concentration. Refocus. Is dullness in you? Wake up. Illuminate your meditation object. Make it much, much brighter. Check your head posture. Hold your visualization patiently, kindly with yourself. We know it is a lot to do at first. At Shakyamuni Buddha's heart, imagine a very small blue syllable hum, H-U-M, and around it is written Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra, Om Muni Muni, Maha Muni Soha. Shakyamuni Buddha's heart emanates countless rays of light in all directions. Keep focused. You can do this. Perhaps not perfectly yet, of course, but you can do it. Now really enjoy this next part of the meditation. When you imagine Lord Shakyamuni Buddha, you should feel that it is the real Buddha who is before you. Light-natured, but really there. So much more than a statue. See Buddha smiling blissfully and radiating marvelous light in all directions. As these lights touch your body and absorb into you, he looks down at you with endless love and compassion and smiles gently. You can feel his limitless kindness, his love and generosity, his compassion and understanding for you, healing you and all living beings. Hold this beautiful knowing single-pointedly. If you are familiar with mantra recitation, you may wish to quietly say the mantra as you receive the gift of light of Shakyamuni Buddha's limitless kindness. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Don't waver. Hold your visualization. Know that Shakyamuni Buddha is with you. Concentrate and enjoy. Holding as much as you can. Even if you can't see Shakyamuni Buddha at all, just imagine that some form of shape and golden colour is before you. That is enough. Perhaps you can only recall one part of Shakyamuni Buddha, say his eyes or a hand. Just focus on that bit and hold it as you train your mind to concentrate. Focus single-pointedly on whatever you are imagining. However much you can visualize of Shakyamuni Buddha, the point is to feel his love and compassion for you, so precious and so peaceful. Thanks, Mani. If we can come back to me again, please, that'd be great. Now, to finish the meditation in a most beautiful way, bring Shakyamuni Buddha, however you are imagining him, to sit just above the crown of your head. He's facing the same way as you. Shrink Lord Buddha down to a very small size, about the size of your thumbnail. Let him enter your body through the crown of your head, coming right down to your heart. Shakyamuni Buddha is resting in your heart. See him there clearly, as much as you can do, facing the same way as you, seated in your heart. Shakyamuni Buddha is always with you, settled there beautifully in your heart. He radiates love and compassion for you and for all living beings. So precious and so peaceful. Quietly enjoy this knowing. Through our meditation, we can receive love and kindness, the Buddha's blessings, as they are called. And we can share these blessings with our families and loved ones, our friends, and all living beings. So take a moment to reflect on your mind, how peaceful your mind is, how focused and how pure. Such beauty, such potential, such happiness. Buddha's blessing for yourself, your loved ones, and all living beings. Stay focused. Don't let yourself stray. Stabilize your mind on this knowing. Now bring back your full-size visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha in front of you, where we started. All in the nature of light. First the throne, on top the white lotus, then the moon cushion, sun cushion, then Shakyamuni Buddha, light-natured, golden in colour, right hand on his knee, left hand in his lap, holding a begging bowl, wearing the monks of a robe, all the signs of an enlightened being. His eyes gently closed in meditation. Hold your visualization. Then just let it fade away like mist on a mirror. Impermanent, gone. What a wonderful meditation. Reflect that all of the love, compassion, and knowing has been created by mind and indeed by your mind. Then, when you are ready, gently finish the meditation and open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. It was very long, and this is the third week where I really enjoyed challenging you to meditate for quite long periods of time. You know, as beginner meditators, it's quite amazing what we can do. The brilliance of our minds as we gain access to it without all the clutter, you know, like the dark thunderstorm clouds of worries and anxieties and coming and goings and agitation and dullness. Our minds are indeed beautiful and pure. So, hope today's class has been enjoyable. I thought that we might go to our dedication now and spend a bit of time on it. So I hope today's class has been enjoyable, as I was saying, but I also hope it's been challenging for us. When I was writing the meditations, I was deliberately putting bits in, you know, bring in this part, bring in that part and another part and so forth, to challenge our minds and push ourselves so that we can enjoy the peacefulness of it all and the calmness of it all, but we can also train and develop our minds using our security cameras to keep ourselves on track as we wander off heaven knows where. But but I'm really making the most of this session, this beautiful hour and a half that we've put aside for ourselves to put it to good purpose, to have peace and calm in our lives, but also to train our minds. So I'd like to think that today you've developed your understanding of meditation and that you have trained your mind through practice of your practice today. Let's finish off as usual today's session with the third section, the dedication section. I was saying last week that meditation sessions always have three parts. The first part is the motivation, where we set the intention of our session of practice. The second and largest part is the practice section of the meditation, and today we learnt about meditation and how to keep it on track and what challenges to look out for us along the way, but those challenges basically of agitation and dullness. And now we're going to do the third part of our meditation, which is the dedication. The dedication makes sure that as we return to our everyday world, we protect the energy and the understandings from our practice. So for our dedication today, I'd like to read this week's verse that I've selected. I used two other lovely ones last week, and I'm going to use a different one again today. Monica, if you could put on the screen for me, please. One of the delights of being the teacher of meditation sessions is that I get to choose my favourites, I suppose. But when I look through them, I find out all the meditations are my favourites anyway. But, I can choose the ones that are speaking to my heart the most at this particular time in my life. And I also get to choose the verses that are particularly talking to me at this time. So it's quite a special place to be in, quite in some ways indulgent, but I hope you also enjoy them. So if you would like to, you could gently close your eyes and listen while I read this week's verse, or if you want to, please leave your eyes open. This week we're going to use some beautiful words from my most precious root guru, my precious root teacher, Geshe Acharya Thubten Loden. Geshe says, your mind is capable of the greatest and most far-reaching love, free of anger, attachment, and ignorance, fused with compassion and wisdom, is an unstoppable wellspring of happiness and peace. So I'll read those words again from Geshe. Geshe says, your mind is capable of the greatest and most far-reaching love, free of anger, attachment, and ignorance. Your mind, fused with compassion and wisdom, is an unstoppable wellspring of happiness and peace. As you sit quietly and reflect on Geshe-la's words, gently dedicate the merit of our wonderful practices today. Dedicate the merit for your own healing and well-being, for the healing and well-being of those close to you, for the healing and well-being of all humans, and the well-being of all living beings. And as we remember back to the light offering at the beginning of the session, please bring into your hearts Chris and his family, and all those challenged by serious illness. His friend, who passed away recently. Thank you. It's usual to finish these sessions with recommendations about daily meditation routines and so forth. But I want to say something differently about this. If you're anything like me, I'm pretty sure that you won't meditate every morning. So rather than telling you to do something when it's highly unlikely that you'll actually do it, I'd like to suggest that you discover what meditation does do for you when you do it. So what I'd like you to do is take note of the difference on meditation days and non-meditation days. How does your day go when you start it with meditation? Or perhaps even, how does your morning go? Because the effects of meditation probably won't last all day as we lead our busy lives. What's different for you when you meditate? How do you feel? How do you interact with your family, friends, work colleagues, and neighbours, etc.? Was doing the meditation worth the effort? So, next week, well then, impermanence, who knows? the impermanence of everything, it is as it is. We can just take things step by step. If we are fortunate here in Melbourne and Victoria, the lockdown will have been successful in controlling our current COVID outbreak. People will be well and I'll be back in the temple again. If not, I'll be at my place joining you at yours. Whatever, same time, 1:30 p.m, Sunday the 21st in a week's time. So if anyone has any questions, you can type them into the chat screen and we'll go from there. So I'm just looking at that now. Be able to help me with this. Jenna has asked, can we please have Shakyamuni Buddha chant written here? Annie, would you be able to for me? I think that's probably the easiest way to go. Shakyamuni Buddhist mantra. Om Mani Mani Mahamuni Soha. Oh, good. And I think Elspeth has also asked for that. It's a general mantra that's used by many people. So I don't think it's a hidden mantra. Oh, there it goes. Thanks, Money. Money. Yes, it looks pretty good. Just if I'm just cross-referencing. Yep, that's all right, Marnie. I'll be put all in stuff. That's neither here. Thanks for doing that. I won't go through the exact definition of the mantra, but it basically means something like, all mantras start with Om, but it basically means something like the greatness of knowledge and wisdom of the Buddha, means something like that, and thank you for it. That's probably a nice way of thinking of not doing it too. Compassion, wonderful Shakyamuni. Does anyone have questions? Yeah. Okay, well, we might finish there. In finishing, I pray all sentient beings live in good conditions. May they all have health, peace, and happiness. And particularly those affected by COVID and the other major challenges of this world. We have peace in our hearts, and we enjoy that peace and happiness in our lives. Thank you, everyone. Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha.